Hello. What?
That looked fucking funny. Because the bottle disappears, it just looked like you were sucking something.
They're not going to know what the hell it is because it's going to be the intro played over that. What Joe's talking about. Well, welcome to the Two Bros Podcast, episode number 27. I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
Well, he's talking about, because, yeah, today I have a background. I got my 5150, and he's got his up there. Yeah, so through the background, I was doing this like the last couple seconds before the intro was over, and I guess it kept disappearing.
Well, you turned off to your side.
I turned like,
so the bottle disappeared, but it looked like you were sucking on something.
Sorry, this is my out of the closet episode.
So it'll probably show up on the video, on the video version.
Well, no, because we're going to cut that because I always put the intro there.
Oh, that's true.
While the music's playing, we cut that section because
all right.
Maybe we'll do an unabridged version this week where no Ranger, no Rex, and no other stuff.
Oh, that's true.
So, but anyways, that's the concept. It's because these backgrounds shit goes away. Look, woo, I'm half of me. Woo, losing weight as we speak. Anyway, dumb shit. But so yeah, Joe got some new equipment. He got his own. Yeah,
Iconic.
He got the combo.
I got the combo that came this week. I've been on vacation or off. I didn't really go nowhere, but stayed around the house.
What they call a staycation.
Yeah.
It's
thanks inflation.
Vacation. Stay home and twiddle your thumbs.
Well, what was funny is the gas last weekend was Memorial Weekend, so that's usually when it goes up.
Oh yeah.
Normally, right? So I went past the gas station yesterday, the one that I put gas in, and it's 50% or 50 cents more this week than last week. It went up 50 cents in a week.
Damn.
So it's really crazy.
Where you at now? What's the gas out there?
It's like it was $4.59, but during last weekend it was $4.09. So it just jumped 50 cents.
Still better than here, man. I'm in the East Bay where it's cheaper. It's $6.07 here, and I'm sure it's more because that was. I think Tuesday when I filled up. Oh, so yeah, this week it's probably more. It's
a work buddy texted me this week and said that it's 8.05. But when I looked that up, it was L.A. He's seen a report.
Yeah, that or San Francisco. Like for me, across the bay, they're up in the 7s and they probably hit the 8s.
Yeah.
So it's creeping. They're always way above us.
So that prediction, I don't know if you've heard that prediction that by the end of summer it's going to be $10.
I've been hearing about it, $10. Yeah. And for I got a 2018, I got a truck. So it's a big Dodge Ram truck. And it's like, yeah, figures, fuck.
I'm looking at that Fred Flintstone model. That's looking pretty good to me.
Yeah. Well, it's just a debacle. What are you going to do? So for tonight's turn up, we're going to do that guy behind Ozzy with his fingers telling Joe, shut up. Oh, yeah. It's like, Joe, shut up. Shh.
He delivered my Iconic and he's like, shh, don't.
Here, I got a little present for you. You got any bats I can bite the heads off of?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we're going to do Ozzy for Turn It Up.
Yeah. We'll be talking about Ozzy and his shenanigans. And so I guess we'll start. What do you think of your amp since you're now a new 5150 owner?
Well, I was telling you the story. The first day I got it, I figured because I know you were at work and I was off. So I was like, I wanted to call you and then I was like, oh, he's at work. Okay, I'll just read the manual real quick. Because I remember you had said something about with the 2 amps, right. You got to like turn it on.
Standby.
Put it on standby.
Right. Anyway. It's behind me to my right.
Yeah. And my amp, it's on top, so you wouldn't really see it anyway from that picture.
Yeah.
But so I read but I got confused. All right, I had a dad moment, and I did it backwards. So it was my first time. So I had my guitar plugged in, and I was like, oh, I got to turn the volume on my guitar up, so the volume knob. So I turned the volume knob up, and nothing's coming through the amp, but the lights are on, everything's on. Oh, what the fuck? So like for 10 minutes, I'm sitting there trying to figure out, well, what did I do? So finally I reversed it because I went back and reread the directions again. And I said, but I did all that, turned it on. And So basically, I had the standby switch. It was backwards. I did.
Yeah, you're doing that.
What the hell was that?
So yeah, it didn't dawn on me. I think I called you. I think I called you after work, and I was like, yeah, I better explain the standby switch thing because I knew. Well, one, you're a drummer, so you don't play tube amps. It's
you had told me before, so I kind of remembered. I didn't remember everything you told me, but I remember there was something you got to do, and then that's why I said, well, fuck, if I'm not going to wait till you get home. So I was just like, well, I'll just read the directions. And it had it in there, but I just did it backwards.
Yeah.
So then when I figured it out, boom, then the sound came on.
Yeah.
The gates of heaven opened up, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. But the only thing is, like I said, then the next day, my pedals came later that day, as I ordered an overdrive like you had told me, and then I ordered that looper pedal because I wanted to. Well, when you said what's a good idea is using that looper is when you're trying to get the tones, you can hit a riff and it'll just keep playing it over, so you can fuck with the knobs and shit, rather than sitting there trying to hit the riff while you're doing the knobs at the same time.
Yeah, like anybody out there that is interested in guitar, plays any instrument like that, it's a pain in the ass because you'll mess with your effects, and then you play, and then you tweak something, and then you play, and you're not getting to hear it compared in real time. But when you have that looper, it's like having somebody playing a riff sitting beside you. Here, play this riff over and over. I'm gonna fuck with shit. And, then you become a sound engineer and you get to mess with it. And I like it because you seem to just dial it in better,
Yeah.
You're
not fucking with the guitar at the same time.
Yeah, you're not breaking your concentration, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So those loopers come in handy. Plus, they're good for working out ideas because I think you had mentioned it, that you had a couple ideas, but it's hard to you can't layer over yourself. Unless you're going to record and you track it and later.
Yeah, I can. If I set up to record it, then I can do that. So this one worked good. Well, except because I'm still learning the pedal, like how to use it exactly. So I layered. I had two ideas, and I thought that they would fit over each other. So I recorded the first part, but I didn't hit the record, I guess, right on the money. So anyway, it cut off the beginning, but once it starts going, then it's playing it.
Yeah.
And then I could play the chords over it that I had, the second part. And so, that it's good for that too. Cause it's like, okay, yeah, that does fit. I thought it would fit, but I wasn't sure. And then I didn't need anybody else around to, like, here, play this for me.
Yeah.
And, cause I tried to do that. I told you with Jesse, my son was over. And so I had him try to play one of the parts. But he's not a guitarist either, so he's just sitting there. So it took him like half an hour to kind of figure that part, like I was showing him.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't in time or nothing. So when I'd play, it still wasn't like match, Yeah. So this works out way better. So I can see getting a lot of use out of this.
Oh yeah, they come in handy working out ideas, and it's fun. Sometimes too, you do something and then you'll get a new idea off of it. Like if it loops wrong, it cuts you off, but cuts it at the wrong part or something. I've come up with ideas from that stuff. It's cool. Like I wish we had these things back when I first started, because I think you come along better. It makes you grow because you just gives you more tools. So
yeah, it's another. So I got that one, and then just yesterday, because I got my acoustic. I told you I wanted to plug into there sometimes. My Takamine. And so I ordered a chorus pedal now, so that's going to come this week.
Yeah.
So I can have mainly for that because I have some more mellow ideas on there, but I want to hear it with that shimmer with that chorus.
You can use chorus on electric guitar.
On the electric,
do it all the time. Zakk Wylde, that was part of his tone. All of those late '80s, '90s guitar tones of Zakk, it was always heavy chorus on there.
Well, and I probably will eventually. Like initially, I got it for my acoustic, but. As I grow with it, I'm probably going to use it on everything.
Yeah.
So now I'm diving into this shit. Well, like I was saying so the first day, the second day I had it, which is the first day I was really, all right, I got time allotted. I'm going to get on it. And so I was on it for about 2 hours, but I didn't really get any practice time.
Yeah.
I was playing with the knobs and the different channel. Well, there's two channels, but you can, and then with the overdrive pedal, it adds more layers to it.
Yeah.
So, I was messing with that to hear the differences and all that. So, I mean, it was productive, but it just wasn't like practice productive because, but now I know what it kind of does and the range and more what I'm looking for. So,
but that's kind of what comes with it, because you get new stuff. And plus, like, this is your first tube amp, so you have to learn what your different gains do, what your different volumes do, the boosts. So, yeah, now it's just, you know what they do. So,
yeah,
it's just about getting better at dialing them in and stuff.
And the only thing I was telling you, the only thing that criticism that I have so far is because I got Gorilla Paws. And the knobs on it, they seem cheap as fuck, like Chinese cheap,
Well, yeah.
And so I just thought for the price and the quality of the amp that they'd have better knobs, but I guess not.
Yeah, so. And those same they call them the chicken heads because they look like chicken heads. They're right there, you see them. They're the same knobs that are in all the generations of them, even the one made in 1992. Yeah. They still have those. So that's always been on there. Like Mesa has machine knurled metal knobs, but I think, and I think Marshall does too. Maybe Soldano, no, or they have plastic.
I'm thinking there's got to be like aftermarket, because like with like my arcade machine, you can go buy different joysticks and the knobs.
Oh yeah, you can get aftermarket knobs.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might just do that. End up doing that at one point.
I mean,
for now,
it's never been an issue. I've played tons of shows with mine, and I've never had an issue with that. So, actually, if that's too tight, like the EVH, the 5153, that thing has 3 separate channels with 3 separate EQs. There's knobs all the way across the thing. Yeah, you would hate that.
Yeah,
because sometimes getting in there,
but it's just till I get used to it now because it's new.
Yeah.
But like when they did, I thought it was, and I should have double checked looking at it, but it doesn't really matter because it's made the way it is. Is they were going to have the first section like the clean channel, and the second section the overdrive channel, but they're like mixed because these first 2 buttons, one is the clean channel gain, and then the second is the overdrive channel gain, and then like you skip over, and then you get the volume on for each channel. Yeah, and they're together. Yeah, I thought they were gonna be separate. So, but so right now it's new to me. So I'm like, I gotta. Oh wait, what did I hit the right one? Yeah, I gotta actually physically look down at it and.
Well, because that's how you got to control. Like if you bring up more gain, it's going to bring up more volume. So that's how you adjust for that. Or
but
if you know
what I mean? I
gain.
thought like for the clean channel, it should be all the knobs should be in one, together.
One section.
For the second channel, have them all
together. That on the 5153, that's how they all. No, well, what does it have?
But
it has all sections together, but at the end it has the volumes all grouped together. So it's kind of something probably Eddie liked. I see what you're saying, and it kind of makes sense. Like, you'd have channel 1 sections and channel 2 section.
Yeah.
And then maybe just have the EQ section, which is for both.
Yeah, the high, low, and mid.
But I know, like in the 5152 or the 6505 Plus, those are all, they have their own EQ. But I think, he groups them with the volumes and everything.
Yeah, you see.
So
because like the volumes are together, and then on the other side the gains are together.
Yeah,
and it's like, but I mean, I'll get used to it once I learn. The more I play with the amp, I'm gonna memorize it.
And you're probably not gonna be switching it that much. You're gonna have what your tones you like, and you use.
Yeah, well, and I got the footboard, so once I get like a couple tones that I like for the clean, and then one for the dirty or the overdrive. Yeah, and then I just hit the foot switch.
Yeah, because then you could just keep your clean as your green channel, and then you hit the foot switch and your red channel is your red channel. So then you're not even messing with it. You won't even really mess with that stuff too much.
Yeah, once I dial them into where I want.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's good right now anyway. I gotta mess with them to see what I like and don't like.
There's years of that shit about if you start playing.
And then the other thing too is I remember from when we played, we had the band. hearing you guys talk about it is like your ears, you get fatigued.
Yeah.
So if you're there for hours, that's not good either because you're not going to hear it the same as when you first were fresh listening,
Yeah, but you could do it for hours. It's the thing is, how loud are you blasting it? I don't think you're blasting it too loud, right?
No. Well, and that was the other thing. Remember I asked, well, where do I plug in my headphones? Because on my Katana, it's got a headphone plug.
Yeah.
And it's for like night playing. I didn't even have to bug nobody. I just plugged the headphones in. And this one doesn't, which like you said, just put it low. But yeah, but for low for me, because I'm a drummer, I can't hear that good anyway. It might seem, oh, that's not how loud, but the neighbors might, hey, that's fucking loud,
Yeah.
If it's 1, 2 in the morning and I'm fucking.
If you have it like talking volume, I mean, look, you watch TV at night and nobody's knocking on your door and complaining about noise complaints. If you have it at like TV volume, you should be fine. And then, like I said, if this is something this is something I told Joe, it's like, yeah, and if you're worried about it too, turn down the bass and the resonance because that's what carries through. That's what goes through the walls is the bass. So, but yeah, because the headphones, there's no headphone jack. You could go out of the preamp out, but then the problem with that is you don't have a speaker. So you're not, it's going to sound shitty. Like when you hear this amp, you're hearing the speakers part of that tone.
Yeah.
So like,
and the other question I had is, okay, the way you told me set up, and I set up that way, is my overdrive pedal. I got the guitar going in the overdrive pedal going straight into the front of the amp, right?
Yeah.
So, but what's weird is, okay, so like if I turn the pedal on, you get that, you can hear the overdrive kick in, right, from the normal tone. But it's in front of everything. So how does it mix in and then blast it? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
That's like a newbie question, I guess.
No, that's cool. That's
because it's in the front, right?
Yeah,
going in.
What it's doing is like remember what we talked about?
So it's boosting. It's actually boosting the guitar.
It's boosting the guitar signal, like we talked about a cloud lifter. For anybody out there who doesn't know what a cloud lifter is, like these microphones, especially dynamic microphones. It's just a weak signal. So you need something that boosts the signal that goes into the unit. So what you're doing now is just taking that weak guitar signal, boosting it, and sending a strong signal into the amp, which always makes this. And you're doing a little bit of EQing because there's EQ involved with that too. So what that does, especially that pedal, is it tightens up the mids. So
I think it's witchcraft. That's what I think.
Guitar witchcraft.
Bill would be
what the hell? But
you Presidente.
You actually you notice the difference then, huh?
Yeah, no, I noticed it. And then, but the other thing that helped was one, you told me about it. And then, so I was anticipating the pedals. So while I was waiting for the pedals to come, because, it takes a couple of days with delivery, I was watching some YouTube videos and some of those guys were doing it. And then they tell, okay, here's just the amp. Yeah. And then you hear the tone with the amp, they chug. And they go, okay, now we're going to turn the pedal on. And you hit the pedal. And then you can, it's like, well, okay, now here
it tightens up. It gets less flubby, less bottom end. It's not that it loses the bottom. It's just not so like mud. You hear the definition of the notes. So yeah, that's all it is. It's boosting the signal. And then you get another level if you got active pickups, which is what I got. I think most of my guitars, except for like one, all have active pickups. So that's a boosted signal plus the boost in front of it. It just makes it sizzle, Yeah. And it's all toned because there's different pickups that add different flavoring, it basically just kind of EQ curves, That's what you're getting.
Well, and then the different pedals too, because
different pedals.
You were talking about that Tube Screamer. You said Steve used to use a Tube Screamer.
He used a TS9.
And one of the videos I seen, the guy was comparing the Boss, which I got, to the Ibanez Tube Screamer, and he was showing like, you see the differences, and you could tell the difference. It's like they do basically the same idea. Yeah. One's a little off, but that's just preference too. People like that one better.
It is preference because like the pedal that you got, the Super Overdrive, I mean, you got the anniversary edition, so it's a little different than mine. But
black.
Yeah, the black and yellow. It's like all black pedal. Mine's the yellow pedal with the black writing.
Yours was cheaper though.
Yeah, it was cheaper.
Like $10 more.
So like guys like Zach Wilde, that's what he started with. It was that he used that thing to boost that Marshall that he played through, and it was good enough for him. And then when he designed his MXR pedal, he basically designed it off that pedal and then tweaked, basically the EQ curve with the tone. Yeah. And then Tube Screamers like a TS9 will sound different from a TS808. Like Steve played the TS9, I have a TS808. I'm looking to get a TS9. I mean, they're like $100. So
yeah,
and
one guy in one of the videos I watched, he said that Boss uses a different circuitry than the Tube Screamer, so that's why they have that difference, like the subtle difference. So I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if it's that because I don't know enough about circuits or anything like that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I think you could get them to sound the same or similar, depending on how you build them, because these things are always being modded. Look at all the Boss pedals now are being modded by that Waza. Their Waza, and then they jack up the price a little bit more.
Well, yeah, they're like $100 more for those.
Yeah, for the Waza mods. So those are modded pedals, and you could do that with a TS9 or 808 or you could do it with any pedal basically.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of these pedal companies start. These guys start modding pedals and then they come out with their own modded pedal and then sell it as X,
Yeah.
And the same thing with amps. I mean, basically this 5150, the generation of it was Eddie was playing the Marshall things, the Plexi, and then that's what they call the Brown sound, what he was doing, was just fucking cranking the shit out of it and then messing with a whole bunch of different stuff. Then I think he went and got a Soldano, and then he moved over to PV, and then, that's just the history of that. But yeah, when more you get into it, you'll hear the differences. Actually, there's a pretty good video on YouTube with Ola England, and he's doing a guess which overdrive pedal is there, and I think it's a TS9 Super Overdrive, Precision Drive by Horizon Devices, a Fortin grind pedal, and one more. And he nails it. Like in every pedal, he knows. He goes, that's this pedal. That's this pedal. It's like, fuck. I don't know that I would notice a difference, like, or know them, by sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to have fun messing with that stuff. And you know what? Like, if you got on a clean channel, you can use a little bit of the, I said basically turn all the way off the distortion or the overdrive. And that's usually how it's used. But you can add a little bit in or fuck it, crank it and see if it's going to be a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But you might want it a little dirtier.
But I did that a little bit and I noticed it sounded better doing it through the pedal than doing it on the amp on that channel. Because like you said, on that channel, then it just kind of just noise.
Yeah.
And with the pedal, it still tightens it. So it's noise, but it's more confined or whatever, I guess you would say.
Yeah, because like I know on the Red channel, and some people have said that in their reviews that, usually when I'm using a boost, I'll turn down my gain on these channels. Like if you look here on my amp, on my picture, I can't point to it. That's right there. Anyways, it's turned down. If you look, that second knob is turned down. See how much it's turned down? That's because I boost going in. So I don't need as much gain. But if I was just using the amp, I'd probably use the gain at about 6. So which is what, about 1 o'clock on a clock. So that's usually where I keep it. But if I got a boost going in, I'll drop it down to what is like 11 o'clock or 4. So... But those are all things you learn as you go, and you learn what you like. Some people I love a lot of overdrive. There's guys that don't really like too much of that,
No, well, I like it, but I like it, like you said, tight, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like that prong tone, I love that. It's like got total crunch, but then it's like clean. Like he hits it, and then when he stops, it's not like just ringing through and shit.
Yeah.
Well, but that might be because of his gate or whatever.
That's gates. Then you're going to get into gates. If you're getting a lot of noise, then next you're going to want is a gate. This thing's got a gate built in, but it still gets noise through there. When I use my boost, I have a Precision Overdrive Horizon Devices. That thing has a gate on it. Or that overdrive pedal, the EVH that we were talking about at one point, that has a gate on it too. So it's not only a boost pedal or an overdrive pedal, it's also a noise gate. So it's just like double, I actually have a noise gate. So yeah, that might be your next thing. If it's too noisy for you. So
yeah.
The other thing is the gate.
I think I should be fine for now for a little while, like till I get this setup going.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that chorus, but then what goes along with the chorus? I was already thinking about that delay.
Yeah, you need delay and reverb. Yeah.
If you want like a Pink Floyd kind of tune, they always have delay with chorus.
Everything like leads always have delay and reverb. Yeah. So you get it. The reverb gives you that ambient, makes it sound like you're in a bigger room, and then the delay gives you the slap back and all that stuff. I know there's a reverb channel on there. I'm not a fan of it. It's classic Fender reverb on there. But
I was playing with it, but I didn't really hear too much difference. Like it wasn't, Yeah. If I'm really into reverb, I'm gonna have to get a pedal.
It's more like a I think it'd be a spring reverb that's on there. Spring reverb, yeah. And I don't really like spring reverbs. I got an MXR reverb pedal. It was about $180. That thing's pretty badass. It's got a bunch of switches where you can go into different modes and then pick the ones you like. And then I'll use that. And then I have a Boss Digital Delay, a DD3. And that thing, that's cool. Those two there cover the ambience. And you can get really trippy with that shit. Even with the chorus pedal, you can make really sound twangy. You mess with the rate.
You turn it up all the way.
Yeah.
And so no, I should have fun with that. That'll keep me busy for a while. Because now I'm going to be going back to where that was the other thing. I was like, fuck, I wish I could just sit here and do this all the day.
Yeah.
And then just being an adult, it's like, why do I got to be an adult now? It's like, fuck.
So, well, if we can make interesting programming, do more of this stuff, then we could become those guys that sit home all day and fuck with their shit. Yeah. This week we're reviewing this. And then we just talk shit about our review on it. Yeah, because then we bump it up and we do one of these a week. And then that's all we do is we just produce content.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hell yeah, it would. We just got to find people to listen to this.
Yeah, that's the tricky part right there.
Yeah. Well, they say too, a lot of these YouTubers, I listen to podcast stuff too. It's that first 1,000. You got to get that first 1,000. Yeah. Once you get that.
Yeah, because it what do they call that?
It snowballs.
Snowballs, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing too, it's like that. You got to grind. You got to be consistent. Keep doing it. I think you were saying that initially. You just got to keep doing it. And that's the one thing with like these podcasts I listen to. They do it consistently every week or every day at the same time. And it's like those morning radio shows you listen to on the way to work and stuff. When they're fucking like years ago I used to listen to Howard, then he went to like 3 days a week and then sometimes he wasn't there. And then it's like, dude, what the hell, man? I got to be at work every freaking day. I need something to listen to Monday through Friday, guy. People want consistency. That's their routines that they go through. So,
but he was fucking around with trying to retire, and he wanted to stay, but he didn't want to work.
Yeah,
but it's like at that point you're doing all that shit where you're just coming 3 days. You might as well just retire.
Well, and then but then it's like he's one of those things that the older generation they don't know how to not work.
Yeah,
it's like
well, plus they're throwing millions in his face.
They're throwing $500 million at a time, so he's made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
because they've done 3 of those contracts now for him. So 15 years of that shit, and then the other thing too is like, we don't know because we never had a corporation where people are working for us, and if he quits, it's not just him quitting. All those people that work for him are gonna be out of jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Baba Booey. These are Baba Booey's gonna be without a job. Richard Christie. It's like, what are these guys going to do? Well, Richard could go drunk.
Those guys should be all right now, though.
Salva Stockbroker, what the hell is that guy going to do?
If they, what was it,
Beetlejuice, but he isn't he's just a regular. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not a paid employee. But I think that's why they all started going out and doing like stand up and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's here nor there. So, anyways, I guess you want to get on with the news.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
You want to just shut it down and we'll
and then do the news
and then start the news and turn it up. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. Because we're gonna run out.
All right. We'll be right back.
Music news.
There, and we're back. It should be
it.
seamless as hell. You don't see all the flubs we do here. We should do an unedited show so people can see all the crap.
That might get some ratings.
No, I might, but then I need more equipment, and that means more crap. Because I need more monitors. I need more, like a separate computer running, you know. But
yeah. Well, then if you get then we can do the FaceTime.
Yeah, actually, because I could probably still do the audio with this computer, and then
you just run it from the new computer.
I could do other stuff. So, all right, you want to start?
Yeah, we got started off with Wolfie from Van Halen, or the son of Eddie. He's all up in arms. He's pissed off at I guess this company Reels.
Yeah,
they're doing a documentary on the autopsy of Eddie Van Halen,
his dad,
which we already know what he died of. Like he had cancer, and so they're just basically exploiting it. So he's like, pissed off.
Yeah,
so he went off in some tweets. But yeah, so you can understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, they make some documentary about your dad's death, and the autopsy is like, dude, that's fucking morbid.
And then, well, in the article, they had the little clip from that documentary, right? So I watched it's like a 2-minute piece of that documentary.
Yeah.
And they're like leading you to believe, like, if you didn't know anything about Eddie and, like, follow,
yeah,
and just somebody off the street that happened to see it, they would think Eddie was a junkie, and so because they have this doctor saying, well, he had cancer, but it was from all the alcohol that he did and the drugs he did, and so he's going off like that. So I can see where it's really raunchy. It's like,
yeah, he was basically saying screw them, and anybody that wants to just screw you too. It's like, okay, you're being a little emotional. Yeah. Fans are going to just want to consume anything. There's people out there that, like you said, don't know what he died of.
Yeah, that don't really know, or they might have heard of him, but they didn't follow him.
Yeah, I read a little bit about that. And it's like, dude, you're saying, this is what caused cancer. They don't know. Mm-hmm. You don't know why does one person get cancer and another person doesn't. Why does one person die at 40 and another one dies at 90? And say both of them, one of them lives shitty and the other one lives a good life. Look at, like, our Grandpa Joe, man. That guy he outlived all our grandparents. He was the last one to go. And he'd been smoking home-rolled cigarettes since he was like 13 years old.
He was 7, he said. That's what he told me.
He was 7?
He was like 7 when he started smoking.
That's probably more realistic, because we're talking, what, 30s to 20s when he was born? It's like...
he was born in the 20s, so
let's do the math. Back then, there was no children laws about smoking or probably drinking alcohol even.
Well, that's why he rolled his own, because it was cheaper,
Yeah.
Because I remember when I used to smoke and I was with him, he'd always bum one off of me, because it's like, your store-bought pack, right?
Yeah, you don't have to, have to roll them.
But he was just too cheap to go buy an actual pack, so he was always had that tin of fucking tobacco with the papers. So, but then you get the tobacco all over the place, because
he's rolling, it's all sloppy.
And then he licked the shit out of him like he's rolling a joint. It's like, fuck.
But we kind of
put it here.
We kind of went a little off topic there, but there's no guarantees in life, and that whole thing about he died because he did drugs and alcohol. Get the fuck on.
It more so, I heard originally, because he was a smoker, which we know, like in concerts, he would always have a cigarette on his headstock,
the whole time.
So I was like, so that's to me more believable, because it seemed like he was always smoking.
Yeah,
but it's neither here nor there, because we know it's cancer. So it's like, come on.
Yeah,
there's not like some great mystery about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like, well, what did he die of? What did he die of? I mean, shit, he was 25 and he's dead. What the hell? No. Yeah. Everybody knew that if you're a fan, you knew he was battling cancer off and on for years.
Yeah.
So, but, See, so I got Slipknot has now had to stop they stopped the show for an EMT emergency. I guess a fan was struggling in the crowd on January 1st up in Ohio. They noticed something, and then Jim Root looked over to Corey, got his attention, and pointed to the crowd, and they stopped the show. And I guess they've done this already twice. This is the second time this year. They did it again in Winnipeg. They stopped the show for somebody. They were down in the mosh pit, knocked out, I guess, and so they sent let the EMTs get in there, stop the show, and then started back up again. And I guess this is all brought on from the whole what was it called? Astro World Festival, where 8 people died last year.
Yeah.
So now rock stars, they're like being more conscientious and worrying about, hey, you know, we're here to have a good time, not have people die. I mean, you don't want nobody kill over, get crushed. And anybody that's ever been to concerts like that, even up like towards the front where there's a lot of pressure of all the bodies pushing up against you, dude, I can see how somebody could get crushed. Because even like I'm a big dude, we're big guys, and I've been at that front of that stage, and dude, they're pushing on you, and you basically have to push on the stage to keep from getting crushed yourself. And there's been shows where I'm pushing with all my might. There was a Machine Head show, and I think I mentioned it on here, where this one chick was kind of getting crushed. And I said, you want me to help? And she's like, yeah. So I kind of got behind her and just braced myself against the stage, and she was like in front of me. And so like it kept everybody off of her. And then her tits kept falling out, and I was like, whoa. And she's like, oh, well. And
then you started driving.
And I was like, wow, this is good. Okay. Yeah, definitely, protect you. And then
the music started playing.
She had this like little half sweater, it buttoned up in the front, and she had no bra on. And the buttons kept coming open. Even like Logan at one point kept looking down. He's like, okay. All right. Yeah. Stay there, dude. Make sure she's protected.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, it gets crazy. And the force all those people crushing against you, or if you go down, you bite in a pit and you get stepped on, I don't know. So, yeah, they stopped the show to help out. And I think that's starting to happen now at shows after that whole Astro World Festival. Because people just died, and it didn't seem like the performers even gave a shit.
Yeah, from that one, I heard that they just kept going with the show.
Yeah.
And they were screaming and shit because a bunch of people died on that one.
Well, that's too. And now this is because we're older. We've been through all those pits and stuff. But then I remember a number of years ago, and not too long, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, they were doing this thing called the Wall of Death, where they go, all right, I want you all to separate to 2 sides and then just run at each other. And it's like, that can't be fucking good, man. Like, somebody's going to get hurt in that. Because it's basically like a battle, and they're all going at each other. It's like, dude. And they used to call
Braveheart.
it. Yeah, like Braveheart. And they're calling it the Wall of Death. It's like, yeah. Don't be surprised when somebody dies. And I think when you see barriers at the shows, they have like that barricade down the middle now because they don't want no more of that crap going on. Yeah, I think they outlawed that shit.
Damn.
Yeah, performers, you get that buzz when you're on stage. I mean, I haven't played festivals, but I played shows where like they start pitting, crowd gets crazy, they start pitting, stage diving, crowd surfing, and the band, while you're up there, you're feeding off of that, Yeah. You're like, fuck yeah, they're into it. That makes you more into it, and you start giving it your all. It's that whole feeding off each other. It's like a cycle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that's what I got with that one. What do you got next?
Remember we were talking about Vinnie Paul's house?
Yeah.
It was up for sale.
Yeah.
Well, apparently somebody bought it, but they leveled it.
Yeah, I read that. Well, it was a pretty ugly fucking house, though. I mean,
yeah. When I actually went back and see the pictures, you had said, "Yeah, you go look at the pictures." I went and looked at the pictures. I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck?
He had all that money. That was a house you built."
I was like, "Yeah," but yeah. So they leveled it. The guy, I guess, that bought it or whoever bought it, they didn't say who bought it, but they leveled it and they're going to build a new building there. So.
Yeah,
I've taken it a new house because it's in a residential area. So,
yeah. Well, rest in peace, House. Rest in peace, Vinny.
So,
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah.
It was kind of an ugly house, though. I mean, it's like, if you buy it, you would just have to be a diehard Pantera fan just not to fuck with it. But
Yeah, and obviously these guys weren't, or whoever bought it.
yeah, they were just probably an investor.
right away.
Yeah.
I looked at the house and said, "Oh, we're tearing this fucking thing."
Yeah, and then I don't even remember how big the lot is or not. If it's big enough, you can be like, let's tear this down, build 2 houses, and then make more money. So, and that's what it's all about nowadays.
And the pictures that they had, they just have it levels, like, the land, the lot.
Yeah.
So they showed, the before pictures, of course. And then now there's nothing on it right now. But yeah, I guess they're getting ready to build.
Yeah, then they'll build.
So I figured that we'll do a follow up on that. Poor Vinny's house.
Poor Vinny's house. Let's see, the next one I had is Steve Harris opens up for Steve Harris. Steve Harris has a side project called British Lion, and they opened up for Iron Maiden, basically his headlining. So he's pulling double duty at what was this festival? It was Rockfest in Finland. So I guess he's going out doing this stuff with British Lion too. And like you had mentioned on a couple podcasts before, that you think that Dickinson, or he said he's done with Maiden.
Oh yeah, I read that wrong.
Oh, okay. Because I was saying I didn't read that, but
because I've seen another article since then that said that he's never going to end, like he's going to go to the grave with Maiden.
Yeah, which at this point you should. I mean, it's So I know he was doing a solo album, getting his rocks off of that.
Yeah, all of them do their solo shit. So it's like, and I guess I didn't read the whole article, which I should have. That's why we don't do this professionally.
You get your fucking music news from us. What the fuck?
Yeah, if you come here for music news,
this is a fucking joke.
Mexican Americans!
Give you false fucking news because they didn't read the article. They read like the headline.
I read part of it. I was surprised, but then he's old as hell, so I figured, well, maybe he's just to a point where he's a fucking.
Wait, what the fuck? He's like almost 70, or he's like 70. I don't know. He's around there, right? What the fuck is going to start?
Metallica, they're pushing 60 now.
Yeah, no, I think Hetfield just turned 60, I think.
And then I seen this. I did see because the Stones are going out on tour again.
Yeah,
and they said Ronnie Wood just turned 72. I was like, he's got to be older than that. Those motherfuckers got to be in their 90s. Oh, let's do the math. I was like, there's no way he's lying about his age.
Well, Ronnie Wood's younger than them, right? Because he was in Faces, so he was like a decade behind them.
Maybe, I don't know.
And they're like 80s, so that's about right.
I don't know. I think that motherfucker's lying.
Well, no.
72.
Maybe. Because, I mean, that basically puts him around our father's age.
Yeah.
So he was in the late 60s. He was still a teenager. Like, yeah, but Faces, when did they break? Mid-70s?
Yeah, but he started like in the late 60s, didn't he?
Well, yeah, it could have started at like 16, 17.
I mean, he joined the Stones, later. So
yeah, he didn't join them until late 70s, right? Before the 80s.
Because they had, Brian Johnson was their first one, or
no,
with their original guitarist, Brian.
Oh,
what's his name? Not Johnson. Anyway, Brian is.
Was it Jones? No.
Yeah, Brian Jones.
Brian Jones.
And then they hired the other guy with that album that they played. Bitch is a bitch. That was the other kid that they hired right after Jones had OD'd.
Yeah.
And then he didn't fit in too good. He didn't stay. And then after that, then they got Ronnie. So yeah, it was in like the mid to late 70s, I think they got him. But I mean, he was out there doing shit because they knew, they were friends with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they all tour. That's how it all goes. That's, it's like that whole Violence thing in Machine Head. It's like, well, Attitude Adjustment and Violence, and then Rob starts a Machine Head and gets Chris Contos from Attitude Adjustment. Phil starts Torque, or actually to replace Rob Flynn, Phil got Ray Vegas from Attitude Adjustment. Yeah, it's all about who you know, and then you go get those guys.
And then they went and hit the clubs in Concord.
And then you play freaking
Shithole dive bar in fucking Concord, California.
a lot of shithole dive bars in Concord, California, because that was the scene back then. Yeah. So, but the thing with back to the whole Steve Harris thing, one thing he said, and that he started British Lion, and I thought maybe it had to do with your now false article. If we're gonna have to recant that now.
Because
yeah, I thought, well, since then if he's gonna quit, then Harris wants to keep writing and doing stuff. But I guess that's not the case. So, but he said to address it, like one interview asked him, well, what do you get out of British Lion you don't get out of Iron Maiden? He's like, well, there's lots of clubs and cool clubs, really, that you can play with a smaller band and that Iron Maiden could never play because they're just way too big, you know?
Yeah, but once like you get word that it's Steve Harris from Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
You would think that they would just be packed anyway. So it's like,
you would think, maybe. I don't know. That's one thing, you know. Maybe you could report on that.
I don't know. I think Steve Harris is going to retire soon.
Hell no, he's still writing, and now he's writing for another band. He is Iron Maiden.
He is, yeah. He's Mr. May. He started it.
He started that shit. Look, you started it. So, yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, when you play clubs, that vibe in that room, because it's so, everybody's so together and in there, you know? Playing a big venue, sometimes that loses it. But then, I mean, like I said, I've never played a festival. I would think that'd be a rush, but I don't know. You know, people are just doing so. There's so many people to lose focus on. But, all right, what do you got next?
So then, well, I added this one because it's like a little minor blurb. But James Lomenzo.
Yeah, James Lomenzo.
Yeah, he's now the permanent bass player for Megadeth.
Yeah.
Replacing Elfson. So, because I guess they were going back and forth. They had a temporary, and then I guess they got him, but then they made it official now.
Yeah, he had filled in when was the early 2000s when David Elfson had left the band for a while. And then when he came back, then he was just temporary. So, and then now I guess, they made it official. I saw that too.
Yeah. He joined Popeye.
Whoa. I see, this is kind of a little bit of a side note, but it was in the music news because these guys like always play music and make fun of music, and that's the whole thing. Beavis and Butthead's gonna have a new movie coming out called Beavis and Butthead Return. Oh no, wait, called Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. So it's coming out June 23rd on Paramount Plus, and in addition, they're gonna have over 200 episodes, the old episodes remastered. So any of Gen Xers out there like us, it's back. The Beavis and Butthead are back, and any millennials or younger who want to watch it. But I don't know if they can take it. They're going to want to cancel them.
I don't think so.
I need TV for my butthole.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's bunghole.
Bunghulio.
I am Cordulio.
I need TP for my bunghole. And then, the last one I got is Max and Igor, another pair of brothers.
Oh, yeah, Cavalieros.
Sepultura fame. They're performing, which is the ironic thing is they're doing like a Rise tour based on Beneath the Remains and the Rise album.
Yeah, both those albums.
And they're back together as brothers and they're performing them. But they're not Sepultura because I guess they lost the rights.
They don't have the rights. And they're the original guys. Like
it sounds like something would happen to us.
Yeah. Like we left and then, hey, let's go play those songs again.
Yeah.
We can't call it what we were. Yeah.
Well, you basically got Sepultura there. So it's like you're, old school Sepultura.
Just call it fucking Daddies of Sepultura or something. It's like, the creators of Sepultura.
Yeah. Roots of Sepultura.
Roots of Sepultura. Yeah, Yeah, well, what are you going to do with all the licensing shit? And they signed away the rights. And
That I was like, so both of them were out of the band that they started.
then they come back around.
And they're doing the albums. It's like,
Yeah.
because if this is a successful tour for them, they're going to start adding the other fucking albums too that they were on.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Chaos AD? Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Roots?
Come on.
Fuck yeah.
So,
yeah, well, what are you going to do? I mean, yeah. That's their stuff. You create songs. It's like, hey, we wrote those 3 Two Bros songs, and then we left the band, and then we started another band, and we're playing those Two Bros songs. Well, that's the thing too. They're brothers, so it was bad. They're bound to eventually get back together, and they did. They started that Cavalera conspiracy where they're playing together.
What the fuck you gonna do?
Yeah, fucking internet.
So yeah, I read
He's
that.
got you
We got to say that. Mention that one.
Yeah.
But
Last I got is Hailstorm's sophomore album, The Strange Case, has gone certified platinum in the U.S. So it's not a big thing, but I was kind of curious to see that because how does a band go platinum nowadays, And that album came out, what was it, 2012? So it's finally gone platinum.
Well, it took them 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it took 10 years, but I mean, it's cool too because they're kind of a newer rock band. I mean, they're not brand new on the scene, but nowadays, rock bands don't, seem to do as well. I just think rock, it's not being pushed.
That's how long it takes for Metallica to write an album.
10 years, yeah. Well, when was the Hardwire? Was it 2017?
It was 16, I think.
2016?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's been fucking 8 years now? 7, 8 years?
At least. So, well, let's see.
And I don't. Let's do the math. And I don't hear nothing that they're coming out with a new album this year or anytime soon.
Oh no, because James is on stage being depressed.
Oh yeah, he's just being
because he's got millions of dollars and he's depressed. 2016.
Yeah.
November 18th, 2016. That album came out. So yeah, we're 4 years away. So it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
And in November would be, or is that 6 years in November? But
yeah, but they're not coming out with nothing this year because they would have, they would have been talking about it.
Yeah. So let's bump it up to 7. And then it takes like a year for them to make an album.
To make it
the process.
Get in there and record. So the earliest would be 23 if they're gonna, but there's no news that they're coming out with anything.
No. So the earliest would probably be 2024.
Yeah.
At best.
And that'll be 8 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I heard that's why I didn't put that article about him being a bitch crying on stage. Because I was like, come on, you're a fucking millionaire and you're over there bitching. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to hold it together. Get the fuck out of here. Was that one that fucking sound? You could act like a man.
You could act like a man. Help me, Godfather. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. Yeah, we're going to get canceled.
Who cares?
You could fucking.
You can't touch me. You're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch.
And then James goes, "What? I didn't expect that. Fuck." That was Lars. That's what Lars said to him. Yeah. So that's all I had. I mean, yeah, there was some other stuff and nothing great. No donut haters. No nothing like that.
Ingve. Oh, he brought up, there was one about him, but I didn't write it down. It was
something
he
about
he brought a little kid up that was a fan.
Oh, really?
To play with him. Which I'm like, that doesn't sound like Ingve.
No. He's
like
egotistical and shit. He don't like donuts. He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
He's a dick for donuts.
Dick for donuts. Yeah. No, not fucking donuts. Yeah, you're not supposed to fuck them, Ingve. I know they're round and they got a hole, but you're not supposed to fuck them. You're supposed to eat them. All right, you want to do Turn It Up? Let's do it.
It's now time for Turn It Up.
Welcome back, everybody. We're your hosts, Joe and Adam. This is Turn It Up. And this week, I picked Ozzy, just like you can see him behind Joe. So Joe has questions for me.
So you ready? These are easy. I mean, it's Ozzy. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I know a lot about Ozzy, but some of the stories I forget. I've read his book. Watched countless documentaries. So let's go.
Yeah. Okay, number one. What's Ozzy's full name?
John Michael Osborne.
Yeah. You got that.
Uh,
So I told you.
Oh, wrong one. What the fuck is my winner? See, I even did that to myself.
Yeah. And then, so number two, what's the famous landmark that Ozzy relieved himself
The
on?
Alamo.
Yeah. And then number three, before biting the bat's head off, what kind of foul did he first do this to?
A dove.
Yeah.
And he did that during a meeting with the record
was
company.
He was signing the contract.
They signed the deal, and he goes in there with a dove, and he was supposed to just let him fly and like release the doves.
Yeah,
and,
like a celebration.
And he grabbed one of them, sat on a chick's lap, and then bit the head off of it. And she was I think there's pictures of it I've seen. I know there are pictures in his book. And the chick he's sitting there looking all crazy. And the chick's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah. And I'm sure somebody in that room threw up. You know?
Oh, I bet. Like, what the fuck did we just see? I'm fucking Ozzy. Ha ha ha.
So yeah, and then so the bat incident was somebody threw a bat up there.
Yeah.
On stage when he was on stage, and he claims that he thought it was just like dead, like a prop.
He thought it was plastic, like those rubber bats are in the Halloween time, those fake things.
But it's Ozzy. Come on, you had a live dove. You bit his head off.
Yeah. Plus,
he was hungry that night.
How much fucking cocaine? Was cocaine you hadn't eaten in weeks? And yeah. How much alcohol and coke did he do? It's like shit. Yeah. So basically, I like to do when I do my turn up. I like to go through like the beginning part up to when they got known and got huge, and then everybody knows the stuff after that. And there's so many things out there about Ozzy. I'm pretty sure anybody listening to this knows about Ozzy. But like one of the questions, he was born John Michael Osborne, December 3rd, 1948. He was born in Marston Green in Warwickshire, England. He grew up in Ashton area of Birmingham. His nickname, I thought his nickname Ozzy came later, but I guess he got that nickname in elementary school with his buddies.
Yeah, in school.
They started calling him Ozzy. So it's
and Tony Iommi used to bully him when they were in school.
Yeah, they didn't like it. He didn't like them. Yeah.
But it was another incident where he had a PA.
Well, yeah, he was Ozzy Zig needs a gig, I think is what they put on. He put on his flyer. And the thing was too, like Ozzy was weird. I read his book, and he used to walk around at one point with a shoe and just pulling it like it was a dog. Like he had a shoelace, and he's dragging the shoe by the shoelace, and he'd walk around with it like it was his pet. So he was definitely like an odd bird. And
he's dyslexic.
He was dyslexic, and I think he had other learning abilities.
If they had the little yellow bus at school, he would have rode that.
He would have been in that because even his father said to him, he goes, "Look, you're either going to be great, son, or you're going to be in jail." That's the two options.
And he was in jail too.
He did. He went to prison at 18. Yeah. He was there for 6 weeks. Yeah. Because he broke in. He was doing. He was stealing clothes. Oh fuck! We're gonna be running out of time again. He went to jail
for 10 minutes
for 6 weeks. Then he joined Black Sabbath formed in 1969 or became Black Sabbath. They formed in 67, and
they were a different name.
Under a different name, but the first Black Sabbath lineup was Earth. They called themselves Earth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that was all of them. But Ozzy and Geezer were in another band. I forget that one. And then I think it was Majesty or Majestic that Iommi and Bill Ward had. So anyways, they saw the ad for Ozzy, and then they showed up there and saw, oh no, it's this guy. I don't fucking like this guy.
It's the shoe guy.
It's the shoe guy. It's yeah, either way, but so Black Sabbath formed, and then they went on from there, and everybody knows about Black Sabbath. Then that went on to 79 when they fired his ass for doing too much drugs, and then substance abuse, excessive substance abuse is what they said.
Which I call foul, because all of them were doing fucking drugs.
That's like the Guns N' Roses thing with Adler. It's
where
they fired me for doing drugs. They were all doing drugs. They were all doing fucking heroin. It's like, but it's who knows? You know how it is to be in a band. You just start bickering, and obviously him and Iommi had go heads at it time and time again. Let's see. So he basically got bought out for £96,000 for his share of Black Sabbath. They bought him out of his rights of the name, and he thought it was over. So he went to LA, got a bunch of coke and booze, and went on a binge. So if you watch the video Under the Graveyard, that's from his last album, it's basically that when he was in the room doing drugs, and Don Arden
was Black Sabbath's manager.
And he was also the father of Sharon Arden, who is Sharon Osbourne. He sends his daughter out there to take care of Ozzy because he got him signed to a record label. And he wants her to basically watch after his investment. So she cleaned him up and she took care of him. And then, of course, the rest is history. He signs the deal. He tried to kill her. Yeah, at one point he goes, "Look, I have to kill you."
That's like, right.
What the fuck?
If they're still together, that was meant to be, because fucking she put up with a bunch of shit.
She put up with hella shit, cheating,
and there was like that one time
stupid shit.
He would go out to the pub and just get wasted, and then so she took all his clothes.
She took his clothes.
But if he doesn't have his clothes, he can't go to the pub. Ozzy went and got one of her dresses and
he put it on, went to the pub. I think that was the night he pissed on the Alamo. Because he was wearing a dress. I think that's what he said in his book. There was also one story that was in his book that cracked me up. That when they were buying their house in Beverly Hills, and this is before the show The Osbournes, he goes into there looking at mansions, big Beverly Hills houses, and he fucking gets the shits, and he has to go. It's coming out. So he goes into the bathroom, takes a dump in there, and these big old nice mansions. But this is all staged, so there's nobody living there. He's looking, there's no fucking toilet paper. He just takes the shit. He's like, uh-oh. Well, he looks at it, there's nothing, no toilet, nothing. So he said the book, he grabbed the curtains off the curtain rod, wiped his ass with them, and then stuck them in the cupboard underneath the sink. Typical Ozzy fashion.
Shit everywhere. That's where they got it.
Yeah, it was an Ozzy moment.
See, he should have been friends with Grandpa Joe. He would have given him some grape leaves to wipe his ass. Here you go.
Snorted. Let's see. He was doing snorting ants. With Motley Crue. First they started lapping up piss. Well, that was in that Dirt movie, but that was also in The Dirt. They were just trying to outgross each other, and then freaking Ozzy started lapping up piss, and then they're like, "Oh shit!" And then Ozzy took it to another level, and that's when he snorted the ants. They're like, "Oh." You win, Oz. You're fucking nuts. You win.
That reminded me of the Todd and me when we were playing Dirty Quarters.
Dirty Quarters. Yeah, go back. That's in the past episode. We talk all about that.
Yep.
Ozzy's like, shh, don't fucking tell nobody. They're going to use it against you.
I wipe my ass on the cuds.
The cuds. It wasn't me. Oh, shit. I told them to put that in the book.
Sharon!
Fuck. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody knows about Ozzy, but he's done so much shit in his life.
Yeah.
So, such a great character. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. You have anything you want to add?
No, I'm out. Well, that's it. Oh, I posted some pictures of my amp and shit on our Instagram, so go check that out. And then we'll have links to everything on the show notes of this episode.
Yeah, so all applicable links down below. Check them out. Please hit subscribe. We need to get that first 1,000.
First 1,000. Yeah.
We're in crime.
We're almost there. We only need like 997 or something.
I think. No, wait. No, I think we got 5 subscribers. I think it's 5.
All right. We're on our way.
Yeah. It took a year to get 5, so do the math. I run out of fingers and toes to count.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll see you next time. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Next time. Later.
Bye.